right, everybody. Hello and welcome. You're here with us now, and we're here with you. Maybe not in the room, but in spirit, in consciousness. We're here with you,
and in truth.
This is episode 23 of the Port City podcast.
Yeah.
Whoa! 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 All right, cool. Well, yeah. So last week, just getting right into it.
Yeah.
Last week we talked about how to convince your parents to take you to go play airsoft, right? So, you know, if you're a young adult, a wee bab, as we say, and you do not yet have a vehicle, your own means of transportation, a sick motorbike or anything like that, to throw all of your airsoft gear into and drive yourself to a field. Or if you just need your parents' consent, that was that video, just kind of showing you ways that we've, done that in the past and whatnot.
As we babs
Ourselves.
As baby airsofters.
We too at one point were wee babs. This week we wanted to kind of a follow-up to that, just bring you an episode on what to look for in an airsoft field. Not necessarily what this field should have. I mean, a little bit of that, but not necessarily as far as like, oh, it should have this layout, it should have this map, it should have these pieces to cover. It's more so like questions to ask yourself, things to consider when you're looking for your airsoft field where you want to go for your first time, or if you if it's not your first time, if it's your first time at a field, or if you're looking for a new field and you just don't really know what to look for, this is the video for you. So yeah, we just wanted to do one of these today.
But if it doesn't have Blood Gulch as a map, are you even playing Airsoft?
Yeah, if it doesn't have Blood Gulch, if it doesn't have Nuketown either, then yeah. If you can't
Blood
dolphin
Gulch
dive,
would be a terrible airsoft field because it's just two buildings really far away from each other.
Yeah, that's it. In an open field.
Mm-hmm. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah. If you didn't have airsoft, hey, isn't that just what Milsom West is?
Yeah, but add in like technicals and.
Well, right, but that's what warthogs and tanks. You know?
Is there a tank on Blood Gulch?
Yeah, there's a Scorpion.
Really?
I want to say there is. It's been years.
I feel like it's just warthogs.
It's been years since I've played Halo 3 multiplayer. Was that Halo 3? Yeah.
It's in all of them, I think. I think it's in all the Halos.
Well, either way.
It is. Blood Gulch is Halo's Nuketown.
Yes.
Yeah. It gets redone every
Halo.
It looks a little different on some. But
have they redone Nuketown in the new Call of Duties?
I mean, the layout's the same, but yeah, cosmetically, yes.
Oh, I think they did in Warzone somewhere. They put Nuketown.
Yeah.
Anyway, not important. We're not talking about video game.
We're
fields,
off topic.
Maps again. And stuff. So what to look for in an airsoft field? Basically, first thing you're going to want to do is where are you at? Where are you located? And where are airsoft fields located in relation to you? Where's the closest one? Where's the farthest one? You know?
Yeah.
What are your options?
How far are you willing to drive?
How far are you willing to drive?
Because
or actually, rather, how far are your parents willing to drive?
You know, there's going to be a limit, right?
Right.
Because you can go to a lot of places in one day.
Yeah.
There's a far distance you can travel in one day.
Yeah.
How far are you willing to drive to go play airsoft?
Right. So, for instance, we play with quite a few people who drive from Brunswick, which is about an hour and a half to almost 2 hours away, almost every Saturday.
Yeah. Pretty much every weekend someone's driving.
Pretty much every weekend. There is a field that's closer. I mean, there's that one in Jacksonville, but they don't like it. it's indoor. It's a different type of play style and everything.
Yeah, there
so,
may be a field closer to you that you don't like,
Yeah.
and one further away that you do like.
But
so you
if
just got to
you're-
figure out what your options are.
right, and it all depends on how far you're willing to drive for airsoft. Airsoft is willing to drive for you. No, that's not true. I was gonna
The
try
whole
to
way.
guilt somebody into driving, but it's not gonna work.
Yeah.
Go play airsoft.
Go play airsoft.
So yeah, I mean, how far is it? How long are you willing to drive? Is the area that this field is in a safe area? Is it somewhere you feel safe parking your car outside potentially? If it's
Are there thieving hands
right
on the airsoft field?
or the people that go to that field, is it somewhere, I don't know, if maybe it has reviews and there's people like, oh, I lost my whatever, and
Word travels fast in the airsoft community.
Yeah.
That's what I've noticed.
Yeah.
You have a field that does some dumb stuff, instantly everyone
knows, and they're making sure everyone else does. So just keep an eye out for that kind of stuff, because it does happen. There's some unsavory folk in airsoft.
Some sneaky little thieves
Some
trying to steal all of our gold doubloons.
I don't want to say degenerates, but because that gives Ellen a bad name. Ellen DeGeneres. Is that? Never mind. I'm trying to make a bad joke.
I don't know.
That's okay. But yeah, I mean, just that's things to consider. If oh hey, there's a field in a part of town that is notorious for high crime rates, or something like
or
that.
car burglary.
Yeah, or like there's a
Other thing,
there's counties around us that are notorious for substance abuse being rampant in those areas.
Yeah.
And if there were a field in that area, probably would not necessarily want to
love it.
Yeah.
Not love it. The other thing too is just like, if it's an indoor field versus an outdoor field, it's going to be different vibes,
Yes.
right? Like an indoor field is probably going to be somewhere in the city,
Right.
which means that you need to consider taking your airsoft blasters, which could be mistaken for real blasters,
Absolutely.
in and out of your car in a downtown area. You need to get a bag to keep it in.
Yep. Some kind of case or something.
Make sure that they have good parking. You don't want to park down the street and have to walk with
all your stuff.
But then if it's an outdoor field, it's probably in a more rural area.
Yeah.
With some land. Make sure that they have good parking.
Mm-hmm.
I guess, like, are they going to have like bathrooms and stuff? And a staging area is really important.
Absolutely.
If it's the middle of summer, like we did the other day, and your staging area is outside with no shade, it's rough. It is
we
rough.
Brought a tent.
We brought a tent, and it was still hot.
It was still pretty.
So,
pretty bad.
just take into consideration, like, location isn't just about how far away it is. It's also about, environmental elements and just like safety concerns. And
yeah,
I don't know. There's a lot to consider when it comes to location, more than I feel like most people realize.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm trying to think if there's anything else to add on to that.
As far as location goes?
Yeah, as far as location goes. I feel like we kind of touched on that, on everything we need to there, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much everything for location.
And I mean, if it's another one of those things to consider too, the point of indoor outdoor. If you've got nice gear and you don't want to get it dirty, maybe stick to indoor fields.
That's true.
Outdoor fields, especially the area we live in. It rains quite a bit during the summer, so it gets really muddy. If I had super nice gear that I didn't want getting really muddy, like if it was like either like milsim stuff or just
or real steel stuff.
Or real steel
if
stuff.
you're running real steel,
yeah,
then
I just, it's something to think about if the area you live in gets a lot of rain, and
Which
maybe you don't want to play outside, do
which
mud,
is
whatever.
funny because the real steel stuff is made to withstand that,
Yeah,
but people baby it more than they
'Cause
do the air because it's more expensive.
you don't want it to have to do that until it needs to.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Like you wouldn't get a vest and then
Like-
just shoot it for armor.
This. I would not go roll around in the dirt in this.
I also would not hang this on a post and shoot it,
Yeah.
until I needed it. I would not want this to stop a bullet until I needed it to, right? It's the same thing. I wouldn't want this vest to have to stand up to inclement weather until I
Right.
need it to.
Yeah. No, I mean, it makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, one last thing to consider, I feel like, with location is when you're thinking about the indoor versus outdoor aspect,
Mm-hmm.
you need to consider gameplay. It's not just about the environmental stuff, but like, do you want to play indoor because you want CQB, or do you want to play outdoor because you like the trees and the bushes?
Yeah.
The
What's
shrubberies.
Your play style is a big consideration there.
You know what I'm talking about?
We require a shrubbery.
We require a shrubbery.
About yay high.
Me.
Now you must cut down the tallest tree in the forest with not but a halibut.
Shout out
Monty
Monty
Python.
Python and the Holy Grail.
Rest in peace, John Cleese.
So,
I think he
onward.
died? I think he died.
I don't know.
I don't remember. One of them died, I think. Anyway, yeah. So, location. It's all about location.
It's all. Except for the other 3 items on our
Except
list.
for the other 3 items on this list.
It's all about location, except for the next 3 points we have to make.
It's also about this other thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. You want to go?
Oh, sure. So next up, we have pricing. Part of that is going to be the admission. Part of that is going to be,
Rental?
yeah, if they're offering rentals.
Dude, parking. If it's a field that's in a city, and it's all street parking, they may require you to pay to park for the day.
Yeah.
Or a parking garage, something like that.
I also think you need to consider concessions, whether you're going
Food.
to pack your own food or buy stuff at the field.
Yeah.
The field that we play at offers concessions. I've actually never gotten anything from their concession
I don't think I have
stand.
either. Oh, maybe a Gatorade once.
I've heard the burgers are pretty good.
Yeah. Everyone was saying last weekend that the burgers were bussin', my lord.
I'll have to try it out.
Yeah.
So you need to consider that. Most fields are going to charge around $15 to $25
Yeah.
for admission, not including rental fees if you are renting anything.
Mm-hmm.
There's not a whole lot to worry about in pricing.
Yeah.
Unless you're going to get down into the details of, I'm playing outdoor, I've got to upgrade my stuff and get longer range. I'm going through more BBs, suppressing fire, shooting through concealment, bushes, shrubberies, and so forth. So for me, I do spend more money on ammo because we play outside and I use the RPK on full auto.
Yeah, you sure do, man.
And I go,
people do not like it. It's to the point now where as
hand it to me? Just
it's
hand me
to
that
the
real
point
quick.
now
Thank you very much.
where as soon as the enemy team discovers what side of the field Isaac is on with this thing,
They just go the other
they
way.
go the other side.
I go like this. Bang, 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 bang.
Yeah.
Yeah. Except I hit stuff. I don't just fire off into the sky.
Sometimes he doesn't. Sometimes he does just fire off into the sky.
Sometimes I do like to fire a wee bit just to intimidate them. That thing's scary. I'm getting a amplifier for it and a tracer. So it's going to be a mean,
dude, I hardly know her.
Both of them.
Amplifier and tracer? You want me to what? Dude,
Tracer from Overwatch?
I got to meet this lady if I'm going to be doing all this.
That's an Overwatch character, right?
Tracer?
That's the British girl, right?
I think that's Paladins.
I actually don't know if you're joking or are you. We got Overwatch at home.
we got Paladins at home. It's Overwatch 2.
All right. Anyways, onward. If you're getting into the details like that, you may want to consider the cost of BBs.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I mean, as far as pricing goes, there's very little. So, I mean, maybe if you're at a field that has a store and your blaster breaks and they have a technician on site, there may be some stuff there. But
that's a good thing.
I mean,
to consider.
Hey, just hope that your blaster don't break, right? I mean,
or learn it yourself.
That's what we're all doing. Is we're all out here.
Dude, I took that Scorpion down to nothing.
You sure
fully
did. You sent me the picture. That was nuts.
There was nothing. That was the just
fully down, dude.
Fixed it.
Yeah, I'm over here. I'm over here lighting incense and praying over my blasters like a Warhammer 40K character, praying to the machine spirit.
Yeah.
Of the blaster.
And meanwhile, I'm doing Dr. Frankenstein.
Yeah, Isaac's doing what the Adeptus Mechanicus does.
Yeah.
Which is stripping things apart and putting it back together with other pieces.
Yeah.
That's what he does, dude.
Murder. Of the
I don't
robot.
know if that's how that...
Of the robot variety.
All right. So after you've looked at the pricing and you see how much it is, the last thing you want to consider is going to be the quality of the field. And I know that we said this wasn't going to be a thing about you need this piece of cover, and it's not, right? It's not. But there is stuff to be considered with, like, if it's an outdoor field, is it one giant field or is it a bunch of small fields? The field that we play at, it's outdoor, but it's a bunch of small fields broken up because it's mostly paintball. But a lot of airsoft fields are one giant field. Like I think about Ballahack, where it's one giant field and it breaks up into different fields if they need it to.
That is the way
it can be played as one giant field.
Let me just say, that's
Absolutely.
how you do it. That's
so
so fun because
yeah,
you want to have large
in the
fields,
variety, the level of variety,
so that there is some consequence to getting hit and walking back to spawn.
Yeah.
If you're just like, I'm literally one leap away from my spawn point, it's not going to matter. I'm just going to run out there.
So yeah, that's something to look at. If you're looking at an indoor field, what's the layout of that field? How big is it? See if most places, if they have a website, they've got pictures for both indoor and outdoor. So you can kind of see what the layouts of their field may be like. I've noticed a lot of airsoft fields will even put either like a Google satellite, like a Google Maps image of their field, or they'll have some type of like artist rendering of some kind.
I saw a field recently that is near where my cousin lives, where there was an abandoned quarry, and this airsoft company in the area who had been running an indoor field in a warehouse.
Yeah,
approached the people who owned the quarry and said, "Hey, let us set up an airsoft field there."
Right,
and they said, "Yes."
Oh, that's so good.
And the satellite photos, I think actually it might have just been drone. I think they just got drone photos, but it looked sick. So
yeah, check it out. A lot of fields have websites, and a lot of those websites have maps on them, so you can kind of look at what the layout of the field is. If they've got pictures, look at the structures, see what the pieces of cover are, just to get an idea of what you might be dealing with. Because I mean, honestly, yeah, if it is like cheap looking and whatnot, if it looks like it's falling apart, if all the wood's dry rotted and everything, then it's probably not great.
Yeah, you want the field to have solid cover, and not just some like pallets stacked up and a couple tires. Like, it's not the best, to be out there having to crawl in the dirt the whole time.
Yeah,
put up some buildings, get some cars,
right?
Maybe a little helicopter to park out on the side, a little crashed.
Yeah, a little chopper or a like a plane or something.
Or a Jeep.
A blown out tank.
Balahack has the Deuce and a Half. They
also have the crashed jet.
They do have a crashed jet. They have several cars.
Several cars.
They have a tower.
They do. Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of options. And yeah, just, I mean, again, go on the website, look at pictures. If it doesn't have a website, you just got a Facebook page, at least. Can't imagine in the year of our Lord,
and you could probably find even our field, which is like so small.
Hoppers has a Facebook page, I think.
Well, our field is so small and not that popular, but there's still YouTube gameplay online.
Oh, there is, yeah.
There's like a good bit of YouTube. So find out the field name, search some gameplay for it, see if you can see what it looks like actually being out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, just do some research into the quality of it. Are they renovating it frequently? Are they fixing problems?
Yeah.
Or are they letting things rot and fall apart? That's really important to know.
It is.
And then I think I mentioned earlier, like bathrooms, like amenities and stuff, like having a nice lobby or staging area, a like functioning toilet
with sink, and not just porta potties.
Yeah,
you can wash your hands.
You know, it's weird that airsoft businesses sometimes don't take that stuff as seriously, but I feel like that's a big, like, if I go to a place and they're pretty similar, but one has a nice lobby and bathroom and the other one doesn't, I want to use the restroom in peace, man.
Right.
I don't want to be fighting off a wasp nest while I'm sitting on the toilet.
And that's real too.
Especially in Georgia.
Oh man.
You ever try to go into a porta potty in
Georgia,
dude?
And there's a big old snake.
Snakes, wasps,
then also
bees,
like
spiders,
like a big actual snake too. Not just a big
doo-doo snake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spiders, dude, brown recluses, we got them all over here. Those things will jump out and get you.
What if you got bit and just died in the porta potty?
And then no one found you.
Well, they wouldn't find you because it smelled so bad they wouldn't even know.
Dude, they wouldn't go in there.
They would just think it's been,
ruined.
Occupied. Yeah.
Yep. So yeah, it's good to have functioning things. And I think we mentioned concessions. I think like a concession stand would count as an amenity, a place where you can buy water, snacks, all that kind of stuff.
Like you mentioned with the tech services. Do they have tech services?
Have a technician on site?
Store?
Do they have a store where you can buy extra BBs, buy magazines if something happens like that?
All that stuff's super important to consider.
I think the last thing we really need to consider there is the community.
The community is a huge part of airsoft.
It is. And I think that a lot of the time you're not going to get a great gauge of what the community's like until you get there.
Yeah.
And you start talking to people and meeting people. Reviews, I'm sure, are helpful.
Yeah. See if people talk about the place.
Yeah.
If you can find some local Facebook groups or Discord groups for your region, see if people like the place. Ask other airsofters what they think.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, odds are if there's an airsoft field in an area, the airsoft community knows about it, and they know if people don't go there, they know why, and they'll tell you why. And if there's a field in particular that people do go to, they'll tell you what that field is. I mean, in our area, the community is very tight knit, even though it is spread out over like
The
almost
state.
pretty much like almost up to Atlanta.
Yeah.
Even though it is very spread out, like there's Discord groups, Facebook groups, everything where people are being updated on, hey, we're going here this weekend. We'll all be here at this time. We have this many people coming. So there's a lot of really good communication that we've noticed in the airsoft community. You kind of just have to find where it is. A lot of the time it is on Discord, on Facebook. So that's something to keep in mind. If you're not already in those apps or whatever, it's probably good to do that. Even if you don't use them all the time, you know, if you're, oh, hey, I want to go play airsoft, let me open Discord and see who all is going out this weekend. There you go. That's all you got to do.
Pretty simple.
Yeah. And a lot of the time that'll tell you how many people are going and where. So yeah.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, hey, each community is different. If it is different communities at different airsoft fields and you're like, oh, I don't like these people because they're cliquey, or, oh,
cheaters.
Yeah, there's a bunch of cheaters over here.
That's very rare, but it can happen.
It can.
Most of the time, the people who cheat are the people who actually take it too serious.
Yeah.
I've noticed. The people who cheat are the people who take it way too serious and are just, I have to win.
Yeah.
You
and
know?
I think I think about, like, you know, oh, we don't go to this field because it's a bunch of cheaters. Well, all the cheaters go to that field because they know they can get away with it there.
Yeah.
And then it's just a field full of cheaters.
That's the other thing, too. When you're talking about looking for a good airsoft field.
Like shadow banned lobbies in COD.
Yeah. Good airsoft fields will ban people.
Mm-hmm.
If you're watching this and you are a airsoft field owner looking for, you know, how to improve, do not be afraid to ban people.
Yeah.
If there is a group of people who are causing problems,
Mm-hmm.
consistently causing problems, and cheating and making it not fun for everyone, get them out.
The field to lose business.
Yeah,
to lose
you will
people.
not grow if that's around, because airsofters see that and they go, this place doesn't take it seriously, and honestly, it's a waste of my time. Yeah. I've thought that so many times where I've been to a situation where someone's cheating, and I ask for refs to intervene, and they just don't. It's just a waste of my time. Why would I spend money to come out here and be disrespected and you know,
exactly,
be treated very unjustly?
Right.
So,
yeah, I mean, and again, a lot of that you may not find out until you get there and you play. So, I think the important thing to remember there is to not be discouraged. You know, there's different communities. There's, you know, more than just that group of airsofters. You know, if there's other fields, try one of those out. Just keep going around until you find somewhere you like. Keep playing. You know.
Yeah.
Don't let the man get you down.
Try it out.
Yeah, try it out. Yeah, I can't think of anything else. You got anything you want to add?
That's pretty much it. Yeah.
Go ahead.
We'll go ahead and close this out. If you guys like what you're seeing here, go ahead and like the video, subscribe. That'll push our content into your feed so you can see more. If you like the content and you want to help us grow, you can do that by leaving a comment down below. Maybe tell us about some of the things you look for in an airsoft field, or some airsoft fields you know of that are really great. Or just tell us that you like the video, you want it to be different. I don't know. You can leave a positive or negative comment. Doesn't matter. It still helps us. And then also sharing this with your friends is great. The number one way for us to get pushed up in the YouTube algorithm is those comments, though. So we really appreciate you guys who leave comments for us. Ask us questions. We'll answer. You can also message us on Instagram at port_city_airsoft. You message us on there. We'll respond to our DMs. You can follow us on there to stay up to date on all things Port City Airsoft as we continue to grow and take on new projects. We have merch now.
We do.
You can find that down in the description, or you can find that in our Instagram bio. There's plenty of options. We have tank tops, t-shirts, jackets, hoodies, windbreakers, fanny packs, water bottles, hats, dead rags, cleaning mats, all the goody Airsoft merch.
I need to get me one of those.
They're all available in multiple colors, so make sure to go check that out. Keep an eye on it. We will be releasing some limited items coming up. They are in development right now. We've got some stuff planned out for you guys, so we really appreciate you supporting us.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for you, we couldn't do this. You can also follow us on Reddit if you have any interest in doing that. That's in our description down below. We're pretty active in the r/airsoft community, answering questions, commenting on people's kits, and posting updates and clips from the podcast and other videos that we're working on. And just overall, thank you guys. We really appreciate you. I hope that you'll leave a comment down below if you have any recommendations for our next video. Just let us know what you guys want to see. If you have questions, if you're trying to get your friend into Airsoft and they have questions, ask us. We might be able to put a video together and just for you. For you to show them. And we just want to see the community grow. We want to see more people buy into Airsoft.
Yeah.
So
indeed. We love new Airsofters.
But that's it. That's all we got for you today.
Yeah.
I reckon that's probably the safest way out of here.
Think so?
Yeah.
All right. We'll see y'all.